Hi, everybody. This is Katrina at gringabruja.com again. We are going to talk about how to create sacred space within your home. And this doesn't mean setting up an altar, it means creating an area, a space where you feel good coming in, that is your sanctuary. And one of the most common questions that I have that comes across at Botanica de la Reina is my house just feels dead. It feels like there's not good energy in it. How can I wake it up? How can I get it busy again? And there are a lot of things that we can do to make that happen. The first thing we want to do is a really thorough cleanse. And we have a video that I just finished about this on home cleansing. Watch that, do that. Then we're going to do some of these other things. Now, one of the things you've probably noticed right away is that the energy of your home changes when you move the furniture around. And a lot of us have homes where the furniture goes in a particular place, and it's really hard to get it in a different place because your home is weirdly built and weirdly shaped, and mine is. And things often don't fit any other way, but with some creativity, you can usually move them around a little bit. This affects the feng shui of your home, and that's something that's really been written off as a new agey thing, but really there's something to it. The breath of the dragon, the way the energy flows through your home, is a very important part of the energy that you're going to experience when you walk in. So when we want to shift the energy, we want to move stuff around. We want to take out some things, maybe put some other things in. Now, everybody has character to their home that reflects who and what they are. Now, my ex-husband, for instance, was Mr. Austere. He liked a plain white wall with one single Ansel Adams print on it. And that sort of open space really spoke to him. It was what he wanted and was completely not me. When I married my second husband, he walked into my house, looked around and said, "Oh, we can put shit all over these walls." And I knew I'd made the right choice. So right now, anybody who comes into my house can tell you that my home with Eric looks like the Goodwill store and the super glue factory blew up at the same time. There's stuff all over the walls. There's stuff all over the shelves. It's a very busy house. It almost looks like a magical museum, and that's just my gig. And we live in a little town called Grizzly Flats that has no sidewalks. So the dirt just comes right in the house, and you better believe there's a layer of dust and dirt on everything I own, and I had to just get past that. In fact, somebody said, "How do you dust all this stuff?" For one thing, I don't usually. But another thing, canned air is your friend. Psst, 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 until your hand freezes and you'll clean a bunch of stuff off. So anyway, when you have a lot of stuff in your house like I do, you have to be careful not to have additional stuff in your house that is not part of the decor. So for instance, with all the crap I've got on the walls and all the crap I've got on the shelves and the artistic stuff that I've got arranged on my coffee table, if we also have the remote controls for the TV and the Roku there, and we've got, oh, the newspaper Eric was reading and something that Nathan brought in. It looks junky. When you've got a lot of stuff in your house, you're just on the junk edge. And clutter is the big obstacle to magical focus. Everything that's in your house that you see collects a part of your attention when you look at it, even the most microscopic bit of your attention. And so you want to make sure that only the stuff that you really want to have there is there. Clear away extraneous stuff so that only your magical, beautiful stuff is what shows through to you. Another thing we don't like to hear is you really got to kind of keep your house clean. When your house is not clean, when it smells like animals, when it has a layer of dirt all over it, like some of my stuff does, or when you haven't been picking up after yourself for 12, 15 years, it doesn't create a feeling that the house is cared for. When you walk into your home from being outside, you should be coming in feeling like your home is cared for because that is the first step in caring for yourself. So if you need to, call some friends over, have a cleaning party, and get things kind of shifted around. Get it nice and clean. And then keep it that way because I'm serious, it does make a difference. Now, I'm not the fly lady. I'm not going to tell you to go in and scrub your sink every other day. No, I'm just saying keep it within a, a decent bracket of cleanliness so that you feel good walking in, so that you don't feel like that there's stuff that you need to be doing. The other thing you want to do is, and we mentioned this before, scoot the furniture around. Just see what you can do to move it around. You'd be surprised at something that you didn't think would fit that would fit if you just move this thing out. Even if you just put it in storage or put it in a back room or put it in another room just so it's different. Turn your couch to face a different direction. Turn your dresser a different way so that you feel different when you walk in. Another thing that's really big is which direction does your bed face? If you're having trouble sleeping, a lot of times it's got to do with where the head of your bed lives. Now, I want you to think about the four quarters: north, south, east, and west. Think about the energy that's represented by those quarters. In the north, we have grounding, we have healing, we have prosperity, we have being grounded in a nice, solid way. In the east, we have the intellect. We have new beginnings, new exciting stuff happening, winds of change. In the south, we have creativity and passion and motivation and all the things that get us all fired up. And in the south, we have endings and we have death and we have calm and peace and intuition and between the worlds and sleepiness. So if you think about this, you've got the head of your bed in the east where all these new beginnings and analytical stuff is going on, or you've got the head of your bed in the south where all this passion and motivation is going on, you're probably not going to sleep very well. On the other hand, if you rotate your bed so that the head of the bed is in the north or the head of the bed is in the west, where we've got the endings and the grounding and the really relaxing stuff, you're going to get better sleep. So think about that. Very important. Another thing is to look at the places where energy gets trapped. This can be places like the corners of your house where you've got a TV kind of catty corner across the corner and there's space behind it where stuff can get trapped. Your closets, your attic spaces, your showers, places under the bed where energy is going to collect. A corner that just has nothing in it. Make sure that you put something in there to redirect the energy. You can stand a broom up in there. You can hang wind chimes from it. Put a mirror there, anything that's going to move the energy in a different direction, a plant that's very tall, anything to scoot the energy out a little bit so it doesn't get quite as trapped. And that sounds really goofy, but trust me, it makes a huge, huge difference. Another thing you can do is to create elemental balance within your home. Now, we just talked about those four directions. I want you to think about the psychology of that. Imagine if you're standing in the crosshairs, the perfect crosshairs of north and south and east and west. Think about the energy that you're balancing. You're standing in perfect psychological balance because to your right, let's say you're looking south, to your right, you have endings and you've got solitude and peace and quiet. And you've got intuition. To your left, you've got intellect, new beginnings, exciting new starts, and the analytical aspects. So you balance. You hear that? That's Jane from Firefly. It's actually my husband texting. So on the left, you've got all of this analytical work and all of this left brain stuff. And on the right, you've got all the right brain stuff, which is the intuition and the emotions. Now, go the other direction. In the South, you've got creativity and you've got passion and excitement and motivation. And behind you, you've got grounding and you've got earth, that's so supportive, and you've got prosperity. So really, you're in the crosshairs of the perfect balance, and you want to create that in your home as well. And you can do that by locating your compass points and put a representation of each one of those elements in each one of those quarters so that it creates that balance within your home. You can also have black rocks in or outside of your house. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of black rock you have. In our shop, we sell black agate river rocks, and we sell them for $1 a piece, and those are our negativity sucking stones, is what we call them. And it's just black rock. Now, you can use something fancy like obsidian or black lava if you want to. All that matters is that it's black, because black absorbs, and black absorbs negativity. So when people come into me and say, wow, I've got this conflict with the person in the next cubicle over, I don't know what to do about it, they think I'm going to give them some big upsell and try to give them a handful of stuff to sell. This is why I'm probably not a very good business person. But all I'm going to probably do is say, hey, take this rock, this black rock, put it on your desk between you and the person. And that's going to help redirect the energy. Rocks come from the earth. So they have this incredible connection to Mother Earth. And once the energy is absorbed into the rock, it's going to channel it right back down into the earth. Another thing that you can do with that negativity stone is remove the anxiety from yourself. So you can sit and hold the black rocks and just push your excess anxiety and concern and worries into those rocks. I do this a lot with people who have anxiety disorders. They hold the rocks, and that pushes the energy downward, downward, downward into those rocks to be grounded into the earth. So if you have conflict in your home, or you've just got extraneous excess energy banging around in your house, get a black rock and just put it on the table. It doesn't have to be huge, this big, just a little rock. Put it on the table, put it on the kitchen counter, put it in places where people congregate. If there's somebody being negative, put it under their bed where they sleep. Put it outside their door. It's just a rock, so it's usually not going to draw a whole lot of attention, but a black rock will absorb that negativity pretty well. Now, there are some rocks that you can just feel are just dead rocks. They've just been played out. So feel it, kind of get to know your rock. Make sure you can feel it pulling and tugging a little bit. You're going to feel a catch right here in your solar plexus when it's working, and just kind of feel that energy going down into it, and then you know you've got a winner and it's working. So I'm a big fan of the negativity sucking stones. In fact, I have got giant boulders, and I'm talking big old rocks of obsidian right outside my house, so that anybody coming in, it just gets sucked right in. So I don't get a whole lot of negative stuff going on in my house, quite honestly. So those are some ideas for creating sacred space. In addition to that, you want to make sure that you have things around you that speak to you magically, that create again, sacred space for you. Shift out your paintings. Go to thrift stores, find ones you love, and just trade them out. That'll shift the energy from within your house. So do those things plus the cleaning. Let me know how it works for you, because I've always found it to be very effective in shifting the energy that's within a home.